let's talk about a film called Nope.
What's a bad miracle? They got a word for that.
Written and directed by Jordan Peele. Nope is Jordan Peele's third film after 2019's Us, and his highly influential and industry-shaking debut, 2017's Get Out. Jordan Peele has reached a rarefied air in Hollywood where his name alone will prompt visits to the theater. He's among a relatively fresh crop of horror movie auteurs comprising Robert Eggers, Ari Aster, Mike Flanagan, Ty West, and a few others who've all come to redefine the genre with hyper-imaginative projects. Peele's style is rife with respect for social issues and homage to the great horror masters like John Carpenter, Hitchcock, Wes Craven, and M. Night Shyamalan. His films demand reflection and study, and often reflect our cultural triumphs and transgressions. Get Out was on par with other great first features like John Singleton's Boys in the Hood and George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Lead actor Daniel Kaluuya was brilliant in portraying a surrogate for the modern Black American, struggling to find solace amid a society hell-bent on assimilating Black culture for corrupted utilitarian purposes. The movie highlights the evils of racism from the perspective of the self-deluded and the blissfully ignorant, who sometimes do more harm than even those more blatant in their perverted ideologies. Get Out plays like a cautionary tale for all of us who want to believe that the evils perpetrated in our past have no more influence, and yet we collectively persist with outmoded fears of our fellow man and woman. Get Out was a highly influential work with an impact that has only reverberated mightier since its release.
Now, sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
Us was a suitable sophomore effort in its execution, but the thematic elements proved to be too clever for their own good, and ultimately muddled in their abundance. Peele's more ambitious storytelling lacked genuine emotional connection. Its saving graces lie in Peele's wonderful grasp of the finer details of cinematic language, his ability to build setups and deliver payoffs, and his knack for bracing his stories and characters on heart-stopping suspense and intrigue. Lead actress Lupita Nyong'o didn't need Peele to prove her talent, but the pair couldn't be more perfectly collected and inspired. Peele's writing took advantage of Lupita's talent in bringing out drama from even the most esoteric references, and Lupita must have felt liberated under Peele's elevated style of filmmaking. His characters are representations of hard truths, honest yet inevitable.
How about this? You take me to the ATM. What are you people? We're Americans.
Enter Nope. Jordan Peele's vision here feels grander, and that's partly because of the great cinematography by Swiss, Dutch, Swedish cinemaestro Hoyte van Hoytema, who's worked on some of the most gorgeous films of the past decade. The visuals are majestic and take advantage of the rugged landscape, the fake cutesiness of Jupiter's Claim, and the well-worn aesthetic of the Haywood Ranch to build a sense of ominous tranquility. Jordan Peele knows how to juggle a story meant to be shown on the big screen told through the style of a sci-fi horror thriller. A wispy blue cotton speckled sky never looked creepier. Jordan Peele has a way of wearing his inspirations on his sleeve. He takes his stories seriously, and that sincerity can be felt on screen during some of the movie's more horrifying moments. The score by American composer Michael Abels was another highlight. It reminded me of Jerry Goldsmith's best works, who was one of the best at conjuring up adventure and fright and hope all in one piece of music. The same can be said here. Although Michael Abels was able to incorporate more modern sounds into his score. Nope is Spielbergian in breadth, recalling Jaws in its patience with revealing its monster, a generally silent but imposing presence throughout the first half of the movie, until its eventual reveal, which showed how deadly it could be. The film is a sci-fi monster horror throwback that pays homage to the alien invasion films of the 50s. The 50s saw cinema morph the audience's fears of imminent nuclear catastrophe into films of invasion from superpowered alien forces with capabilities mysterious but absolute in power, an unfortunate symptom of Cold War paranoia. However, Nope sees the source of our modern fears as something much closer to home, a creation born of our ignorance of how we collectively create what's destined to end us through apathy. Jordan Peele again expertly crafts his satire into what essentially amounts to a science fiction spectacular. He's unafraid to utilize tried and true tropes to deliver an experience epic enough to justify its dizzying concepts. An invasion movie without explosions seems like an oxymoron, but in the hands of a supreme talent in subversion like Jordan Peele, an idea that outrageous can amount to something special. There were themes of exploitation, commentary on the overwhelming drive for spectacle over substance in today's media and entertainment, which is presented in a curiously violent and unnerving subplot involving the mishandling of a wild animal named Gordy. Nope also comments on the cultural whitewashing of cinema's earliest artistic contributors, highlighted by OJ's and M's attempts to educate people of their alleged familial ties to a famous moving picture of a black jockey riding a horse. All of it could have come off as self-parody if not for the grounded performances by Kaluuya, Palmer, Steven Yeun, Brandon Perea, and Michael Wincott, all of them brimming with believability amid the science fiction fantastic. Daniel Kaluuya underplayed his role as OJ with a solemn but graceful repose into his climactic heroism in the final act. OJ was highly intuitive and a pragmatic cynic with a sense of pride in his craft. He's confronted with a task that challenged his inherited knowledge for animal taming. Keke Palmer was perfectly juxtaposed against Kaluuya as his eccentric but sensitive sister, M, who displayed equal measures of heart and strength, but with a more optimistic sensibility and appreciation for the flighty pleasures of life. They harbored deep brotherly, sisterly devotion despite the differences in their trajectories in life. Ironically, their approaches to fulfilling their respective goals were contradictory. OJ's expertise in taming horses and understanding the nature of animals was perfect for helping M get closer to capturing the so-called Oprah shot, and M's ambitious drive for becoming instantly rich was perfect for helping OJ keep his family's business afloat. They team up to achieve what they couldn't have done separately, a classic tale of siblings working together for their mutual benefit. Jordan Peele took advantage of the bigger budget. The film looks sleeker and grander than his previous films. The action set pieces were riveting, edge-of-your-seat stuff that reminded me of Akira. Signs. And several others that Peele clearly revered. Nope is a film with adventure at heart. a proverbial onion with layers of substance, an exercise in reference and metaphor, a collage of cinema's best genre works, stretching back to the halcyon days of drive-in creature features, mixed with Japanese animated cult classics. Nope challenges the calming idea of looking upward for a savior by replacing those hopes for salvation with a tremendous fear of being hunted by a beast unseen. The story questions our fascination with soulless entertainment. We're confronted with our lack of empathy for the aftermath of such entertainment gone macabre or catastrophic. We fail to learn from our embarrassing gluttony for shock, and yet Jordan Peele illustrates with precision how important it truly is to understand the impact of emotional connection. Jordan Peele's Nope gets the best film of the year so far out of 10.
Okay.